Greetings, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Honestly, I've really been enjoying these videos of late, pushing out this type of content to you. And for today, I have the 10 things that I've cut out personally out of my life, 10 things for you to cut out of your life immediately as well. And I want to preface this because as I go through this list, it's going to come off as though I live this insanely boring life, as though I live this just too restrictive of a lifestyle and I don't have any fun. That isn't necessarily true. I'm on a path. I'm on a path right now to be the best version of myself. And I am building an empire. And that empire starts with myself. And these are things that I've had to get rid of, that I've seen the most tremendous value in getting rid of in my life. And I really do believe most people need to forego all 10 of these things. All 10 of these things, honestly. Because there's no truer sense of self-ownership. And that's the key thing I want you to focus on here as I go through these 10 things. Self-ownership. You're the one that's in control of your life. You no longer need to reach out to these things in order for you to feel as though you are valuable, as though you are strong, as though you are powerful, and as though, believe it or not, as though you're in control. These 10 that I'm about to talk about are the ultimate form of giving away your control. Let's start off with number one. Number one is alcohol. Alcohol is a substance, it's a dissociative, it is something that is used to numb and for you to escape, essentially. It's an escape. It's a numbing, escaping agent. And the other crazy part about alcohol is this. It's a low vibrational energy. And it's not good for your mind, your body, or your spirit, honestly. There's a reason why people get into a lot of trouble, because it allows you to give into your inhibitions that you don't have the control over, or you don't have the esteem or confidence for you to give into yourself and give those types of things to you. So people use alcohol as a means to disassociate from life, which leads me to number two. Number two is this, and we're seeing it a lot right now, especially with the lockdown. Obviously, alcohol was number one, but number two is weed, cannabis. Now, there's going to be a ton of people out there, and I was that person for a little while in my life too. I'm not going to lie to you. Where I sat there and I said, this is my medicine. This makes me feel more complete. If you need something external from yourself to feel complete, you have some emotional issues that you need to work on. You need to go to therapy. You need to meditate. You need to start investing in yourself, and you need to build up your own self-esteem. Smoking weed, everyone sits there and says and acts as though they're super cool for doing it. The biggest losers I've ever met in my life smoke weed every day. And I was one of those guys when I was smoking weed every day. There's people out there that'll say, I'm not lazy when I smoke weed. No, some people might not be lazy, but guess what? The large majority are. And even then, that person that needs to have that cannabis in order for them to function, in order for them to get to sleep or so forth, they're leaning on a crutch. They are not a complete individual. Plain and simple. Not to mention, it costs a lot of money. It really does cost a lot of money. You go down that road, smoking weed every day, using it however often, there's a dependency there, and there's a lot of money added to it. And you can even attribute that same aspect to alcohol. Number three, get rid of this immediately. And this is going to be Netflix or any other streaming service. This is going to sound crazy. I don't even own a TV. I don't own a TV. I don't have a subscription to Netflix, Hulu, any of this other stuff. I got rid of Netflix for a variety of reasons. I'll give them to you right now. Number one, when Netflix was still kind of cool, when it had some good stuff on there and they weren't trying to push an agenda, I'd find myself turning on Netflix and spending about a half hour to 45 minutes trying to find that perfect show or that perfect movie that hit me emotionally of how I wanted to feel in that moment. It was another form of escapism, but at the same time too, it was a paralysis by analysis, so to speak, right? There's too many options. Why was I spending 45 minutes looking through something that had thousands of options in order to find that one perfect thing and not being able to find it? And sitting there saying, man, there's nothing on this, right? It's a trap. It's a fucking trap. The next reason why I don't support Netflix, and I don't know about any of the other streaming services, but they're pushing an agenda. There's a lot of stuff going on in there with pushing social justice warrior bullshit and this progressive bullshit. They're essentially trying to tell these stories to the next generation of people to push them into an ideology, and I don't support that. So whenever I don't support something, I remove my dollars from it. That's how I do business. I vote with my dollars. If I don't support something, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to stand up with a fucking sign or protest or any of that shit. I'm just going to remove my fucking money and move on. And I'll just tell other people, simply do the same thing. You don't need Netflix. You don't need a streaming service. You really, the big thing here too is this: people are just over consuming entertainment. They want to constantly be entertained in their downtime. Nobody knows how to just sit with themselves any longer. No one knows how to just fucking read a book, meditate, sit in fucking peace, ponder. I don't know, right? But everyone wants to be entertained at every moment of their day when they're not busy working. And I just feel like this is a complete and utter trap. It's 100% a trap. The second I got rid of it, I felt way freer, right? Having that discipline, finding other things to do instead of just turning on the fucking TV and relaxing and watching just fucking mind-numbing stupid shit. Number 4, things to get out of your life immediately. Uber Eats, right? I've never personally owned this stuff, but I live around a lot of people that do use this. I see my neighbors doing this all the time, and it's just an excuse. It's honestly an excuse. Everyone will sit there and say, oh, I don't have any food in the house. Go buy fucking food. It's an excuse for you not to cook. It's an excuse for you not to plan your nutrition. It's an excuse for you to give in. And then the damn worst part of this is you end up paying fucking double, triple the price on food that's already overvalued, right? You're not getting nutritious stuff, and then you're paying fucking way too much money for it. So get rid of that shit as soon as fucking possible. You don't need it. If you are going to have a cheat meal, if you are going to go out and cheat on your fucking diet, which is mostly what people are using this for as well, get your ass up, go to the fucking store, get embarrassed of buying all your fucking filthy shit that you're buying, right? I do it. I have to, right? I don't keep any junk food in my house. I mean, that's another thing we're going to talk about right here. But then that forces me to have to get up, get in my car, and go to the store, and then go through picking things out and then feeling the fucking guilt and shame. Unless, of course, this is like a no kidding my exact cheat meal that I'm supposed to be having, right? So getting rid of Uber Eats, it removes the temptation, it removes the laziness, it removes the fucking ability for it to just... People always say that, oh, this happened to me, or it just happened, right? I don't believe in that bullshit. You make choices, and the choices are the consequences, right? There's consequences for your choices. It's just like the same shit with alcohol and weed, right? And even Netflix, right? So going into that one. The number 5 thing to get rid of immediately, and this is probably, honestly, the biggest killer of people's energy is toxic relationships. Any form of fucking codependency, any form of narcissism or sociopathy that you bring into your fucking world, people that take, people that try to manipulate you, emotional control, people that bring drama into your life as well, people that don't cause ease or help you in building you up to be the best version of yourself. That's my definition right now of a fucking toxic relationship. We're at a perfect time in the world right now. We're seeing it right now with this quarantine too. People that have been married for years and years and years are finally sitting back and being like, holy fuck, why the fuck am I married to this person? Get rid of that shit. Seriously. The worst thing in the world you could do is sit there and believe that that person's gonna fucking change. No. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Put yourself out there. Level yourself up. Find yourself a fucking new tribe. Find yourself a new group of people to fucking hang around, whether it be on Meetup or be it webinars or whatever. Like find a fucking group of people that you align with in one segment of your life and invest in that. The next thing, number 6, is going to be sugar. And this should just be junk food in general, but sugar is a huge one. I haven't had sugar now in my life, in my diet for like the last 10 weeks, and I couldn't be happier, honestly. It's fucking addicting, man. I promise you. It's one of those things where your body, we're not used to processing this type of sugar, this type of energy system, and our body is just like, holy crap, it's like fucking crack, right? Holy shit, give me another one. And then we just build up all this immunity to it, so to speak, and we just need more and more and more and more, and it's really, really not good for you. It's obviously shown to cause a lot of different issues, whether it be obesity or diabetes, but the biggest thing too is it's just not a good fuel source for your brain. I still eat carbohydrates, but I stay away from sugar. The carbohydrates that I eat, believe it or not, I eat a lot of white rice. I eat fuel, right? I don't eat this crap. I eat fuel. And sure, do I have cravings? Absolutely. I had a dream about Krispy Kreme donuts like 5 days ago where I got to eat a whole bunch of those, right? But the thing is, and if I do have a sweet tooth, there's things out there now that's so fucking amazing about today. There's so many things out there that are low glycemic that still are pretty tasty. Russell Stover's, like I like myself some chocolate. Russell Stover's has chocolate with stevia extract in it, so I'm not eating sugar. I drink a Zevia Coke, right, which has no sugar in it, and it still satiates that sweet tooth that I have, and I'm not getting the insulin spike or the glycemic index response from sugar, which is absolutely fucking amazing, because now my hormones, my neuroreceptors, everything's more balanced. It just creates a lot more peace in my life, not having sugar in there. Number 7, this is a big one that I've had to fight for quite some time, and it's energy drinks. Believe it or not, energy drinks and pre-workout and so forth. I'm now at this point right now where I've made a gigantic rule that I'm not going to have more than 200 milligrams of caffeine a day. And I mean, fuck, an energy drink alone could have upwards of 350, and it's a specific type of caffeine that is really not good for you. If you're getting caffeine from like natural sources, I'm not a big fan of coffee. Honestly, I think that hits the adrenals pretty damn hard, but caffeine does some fucking wild stuff to your adrenal receptors and your central nervous system. And energy drinks in particular are just terrible for your stomach. They fucking kill your microbiome in your stomach like nobody's fucking business. Once that's done, you can pretty much rest assured that your ability to digest nutrients and all that stuff's going to go out the window. You're going to start feeling more tired because you're not going to be getting nutrients going through your body, and it just starts a spiral of you having to drink more and more. And what happens then? You're just creating a fucking very bad ecosystem internally. So get rid of those energy drinks as soon as possible. Some good stuff that you could turn over to if you want to, because I don't suggest you just come off of it. Matcha green tea, yerba mate. I mean, shit, even black tea with a little bit of stevia might help you out there. And another thing that I could recommend, honestly, that'll help you out is L-tyrosine. It's an amino acid, and phosphatidylserine. Those are really good supplements that you could take that hit different types of neuroreceptors that aren't hitting the same ones as caffeine. It's better for your brain. They're more on the nootropic side, and that'll help you out a little bit better. So I'm glad I could give you that little tidbit there. Number 8, to get rid of video games. Now, this is going to hit a lot of people hard. I do enjoy, I don't play video games on like a console. I don't have a fucking TV. I'll play some video games every once in a while on my computer to like literally, because I'll be sitting there reading or watching or shooting content or whatever, and I'm just like, yo, I need to chill out and get my brain off of this stuff. So I'll veg out on some video games, but it's usually maybe for like an hour to an hour and a half once a week, like maximum. There's too many people out there, their entire life is living on that video game. They're living through this simulation to be the version of themselves that they wish they could be in reality, but they're not giving themselves the chance to do it in reality. They've already shot themselves in the foot, so they've turned themselves into this fucking simulation on a character on the simulation. It's like, that is the ultimate form of just renouncing and giving up, right? It's saying that I can't win, so I'm going to go over here and do it instead. Number 9, idolizing or worshiping anything. I don't idolize or worship anything at all. At all. Not even a god. Not a religion. Not anything. Why is that? Well, the second I decide to get on my knees to something is the second that I give my sovereignty over to it. I admit that it's stronger than me. I admit that it's bigger than me, and that I am not in control of my life, and I don't agree with that type of mindset. The second you worship something, it turns into a codependent relationship. You lose the power in that relationship. Honestly, you can sit here and try to fight me philosophically on this, and you're gonna lose. It's just the way relationships are meant to be. So I no longer pedestalize anything higher than myself. I can have a respect for it. I can understand it with rationale and logic and so forth. But I no longer allow the scales to be tipped over to a 51-49 perspective whatsoever. Like I said, I think having a healthy respect for something is good. Even my spiritual practice, I know I don't give it that much power over me, because the second you do is when you become the slave to it, plain and simple. So no longer idolizing or worshiping anything. This could be a person, a business, a market, it could be whatever, right? It could, honestly, like, there's people out there that are that way. It's like, you really got to focus on you. Like, you should be, in a way, like, idolizing yourself that much. There's too many people out there today that don't invest in themselves, and they put it onto something else. It's like, no, it should be you. That's the person you should be idolizing or worshiping. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's a high level of self-esteem. And then the last thing that you need to get rid of immediately is partying on the weekends. If you are working your entire week in order for you to go out and get drunk both days of the weekend rather, spending all your money, having fun, staying out late, what are you doing with your life? Honestly, like, I was doing that when I was like 23, 24, and then I quickly started to realize, this is kind of stupid, right? It's a waste. Like, you got to ask yourself, is that really how you're going to live your life? And I see so many people, especially here in San Diego, that's where I live, they're well into their 30s. They're 30, 33, 35. Like, what are you doing still living your life this way? Like, you should have learned your lesson a long time ago that earning a paycheck during the week just for you to be able to go out on the weekends and have fun, what kind of cycle is that? How's that going to help you build wealth? How's that going to help you build any type of character? My weekends, honestly, I'm productive on my weekends. And I know, like, I'm not trying to sit here and sound like a fucking teetotaling fucking grandpa, like, you can't have fun. No, like, once a quarter, go and have a fucking huge party. Have a blast. Like, get a group of people together. If that's where you want to drink some alcohol, absolutely. The type of alcohol drinking I'm talking about, number one, is people that are drinking every fucking day, or even on the weekends like this. Like, if you're getting fucking blitz out of your mind, if you have no control over your alcohol consumption and you're using it to fucking escape, you got an issue. That's called a fucking issue. And if you're doing the same thing with partying on the weekend, you got some fucking issues. You got some shit to work on. Same type of people that'll sit here and bitch and moan to the fucking government to take care of them. It's like, what have you been doing for the last fucking 20 years of your life, you fucking nitwit? Honestly, you've been fucking partying. You've been going to the clubs. You've been spending $100 a fucking night, if not more, right? Going through fucking Taco Bell at goddamn 1 a.m, thinking it's hilarious to still be that type of fucking person. It's like, you got some serious fucking growing up to do. So get rid of that shit immediately. If you guys are looking to grow, if you're looking to prosper in life, find the right times to party, right? I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have fun. It's just, it should be far less, right? Earn that shit. Just like your fucking cheat meal. Earn that shit. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this. And please do, if you found any value out of this, feel free to share this with other motros. I appreciate that. Take care.